Hello, the Ultra Librarian here, and I'm coming to you today with a very interesting, very exciting blog, especially for those who are in the librarian field or they're thinking about being in the librarian field. First of all, I want to thank you so much. If you have subscribed, please do so. If you haven't, please do so. Please hit that notification button so that you can know whenever I make a new video. And first, I want to make a disclaimer. First of all, I'm just getting home from work, and we're going to do this video real and raw, first take. I'm not going to edit it. I want it to be real. As I said, I want to thank all those who have subscribed and have been watching my channel, especially those who are librarians or educators. And I believe there is a big niche for this here. It's the 2 weeks before school is out for me here in Georgia, and I had a subscriber. And I'm so excited. Her initials are AP, so I'll never forget those initials because it reminds me of assistant principal, because that's what we call our assistant principals, my AP. So one of my subscribers rather, I'm getting excited. AP, she emailed me. First, she gave me a notification. She emailed me saying that she wanted to ask some questions about being a school librarian, media specialist, or teacher librarian, whichever you call it in your county. And she's already a teacher, so I'm going to help her any way I can, first of all. And I'm going to email her and answer all those questions for her. We can go back and forth, and I can help her any way I can. But I thought she asked some really good questions. So for those who maybe just searching through YouTube looking for information, I'm going to just read some of her questions, or read them all rather, because she had some really good questions. I want to thank her, AP. First of all, thank you so much, because you set a theme for one of my videos. Because here on my channel, I really do want to have good content. I want things that reflect who I am as a librarian, because I really do believe that being a librarian is just not a career. You could tell I'm kind of excited because I'm like, oh, I want to get to the questions. So, but thank you again. Please thumbs up if you like these type of videos. Feel free to contact me. And let's jump right on in. First of all, I want to say I am a media specialist in Georgia. So I know a lot about being a media specialist and certification requirements and things you have to do in Georgia. Although I'm very familiar also, I have to say, with being a librarian, period, because I'm just interested in my field. But I just want to tell everyone out there, if you're in Georgia and you're interested, I'm your girl. I can really help you with that. Her first question is, does it feel isolating being in the library? Basically, she said, does it feel isolated being in the library? And I changed that question around. I'm sorry about that. But that's basically what she's saying. Does it feel isolated? Now, truth be told, I want to keep it real. You're in a library. So most libraries, for the most part, are quiet places. In Georgia, they took our media assistants away. And I'm saying all this to get to the point. I'm sorry. But you need to know all this. They took the media assistants away, and now they're bringing them back in slowly because of the work we have to do. You need, isolated. At times you feel isolated because your curriculum is no longer the curriculum of the teachers. And some teachers don't even know what you actually do in there. They really don't know what that is you do. Some people feel it's a pie job. So isolated means your language will change. What you do is different, but it's no different than a school counselor. You know what I mean? It really isn't. We all work together as educators, but I must say, most counties, like the county I'm in, they're always having a meeting. They always want you to get together. I mean, in my county, they so eager, and it's so important to them that you don't feel isolated. Till if you don't show up for a media specialist meeting, they're going to ask you why. You have to explain why you didn't come. So there's always a meeting going on. There's always a meeting going on. We have a listserv that's up on our Microsoft 360 just for us, groups. And we had, like I said, to me, I love it. I don't mind working alone. Right now I'm working alone. Sometimes it's better to work alone than to have somebody else in there. Because then when you're really by yourself, you can really do what you want to do. But I can't say I've ever felt isolated. You're not going to feel isolation. What you might feel is you might feel that you're not getting the attention that you want, maybe, or you might feel that you're not getting the support for certain programs that you're doing. But isolated, no, you're going to really see if you want to be a librarian and you don't want to have a dead library, you won't have one. And that's up to you. My library is popping. I mean, literally popping. Till when I'm out, I have to get a strong sub because I don't want the kids just coming in and run amok. Teachers feel free because they know to come in. And it's like I have rules and regulations. So, oh, she's not here today. Oh, gosh, we can do what, So, no, it's up to you. You will not feel isolated. Truth be told, you will not. Unless you just want to be isolated. It's up to you. Do you worry about funding being cut? I don't worry about the funding being cut because the profession of the librarian has changed. You're more an information scientist. Information scientists mean you have all these different technologies going down the pike. Like at our school, we have the Chromebooks. Everything is moving from a hardback book to electronic book, but you still have books. You still need someone to take care of those electronic books. We still need someone to take care of the Chromebooks. We still need someone to teach typing or teach how to do research. Because of that, funding will not be cut because you need a librarian in your school. There are some librarians or media specialists that, for lack of another word, they're just so sorry. They don't really want to do anything till principals feel like, well, I could put a parapro in there. And when they go down to their county and say, well, could I use that media specialist money and get a teacher and put a parapro? They tell them you can't do that. You just need to get a good media specialist for the most part. So right here in Georgia, you can't, that money will not be cut because that's part of what we do in this 21st century. We're moving into a career and college readiness, and you need those librarians, media specialists, teaching those lessons. I teach research skills. I teach how to do different, we have a morning show, different electrical, what's the word? It's just mind-boggling, like with World Book. World Book is not what World Book used to be. Now World Book is so vast. You're teaching lessons. You're teaching about research. Research skills are still needed. You got to teach about plagiarism. Sorry. So in those senses, no, we're not. My budget has not been cut. Only way I can see, now you do have a book budget. And a book budget, you want to use or you lose it. Because if you're not spending all that money they give you, then they'll probably feel like at your Pacific school that, well, you don't want that money. But no, I've never had a problem with I don't see the in the future that happening. Read literature, like go to magazines like School Library Journal, the Library Journal period. Those articles, read articles in those magazines, and they'll tell you that we, as a profession, we're growing, we're not shrinking. Because your name can even change in some schools. Some schools I'm a librarian. Some schools I'm an instructional teacher. Some schools I'm director of technology. So it's still under the same umbrella, but they use you in different ways. And as long as we have technology, you just got to keep up with it. But that's up to you. So I'm not worried about the money being cut. It seems like there are many schools doing away with the libraries. Like I said before, in Georgia, no, not so much. If there's a school system that's getting rid of their library, they're putting something else in its place. And it's still going to be something in the instructional education technology forum. I haven't seen too many schools. Florida is not getting rid of theirs. Georgia's not getting rid of theirs. And like I said, even if they get rid of it, they're doing something else. They might be calling it something else. They might be using, like I said, maybe at some smaller counties, they're allowed to manipulate their money. It's just like I said before, if their master's degree educated librarian is not doing a job, well, she's not worth it. I get a parapro to do what she's doing. Well, I could see that. But no, I really don't see that happening. How do you keep track? How do you keep traffic in the library? I keep traffic in the library as a school librarian. I can do it through Accelerated Reader. I keep traffic coming through because I have competitions about who classes return all of their books in on time. You'd be surprised. People will check out a book just to return a book. I keep traffic because I ask the students, what do you want to read? I actually write down, and then I will buy what they want. That goes for the teachers, of course, but I also ask the children. I also keep the traffic high in my library because we do something like Reading Rainbow, which if you read a certain book, you can talk about the book on the TV show, and the best ones get your treat. You can also keep traffic going by having the Principal's Book Club. Oh, the Principal's Book Club is a way to really keep them going. When I first started at this particular school and I want everybody to get to know me, I did the Principal's Book Club. We have since kind of went on to something else because I've gone, that's how busy I am. I had to kind of like let that go because, for one thing, my principal it was his book club, but I was doing the work. But the kids were coming in, you select a book, and now electronic books, you don't even have to buy the hardbound book. You could just get an electronic book, pick a book for each month, have the kids in their classrooms or whatever read the book. After they read the book, they give essays, turn the essays into you. You sit down with your committee of one or with the media committee if they have the time, or reading teacher, whatever, and pick out the best ones from each group, each grade level. We picked 2 from each grade level, and those students came to the library and they had like a lunch or a book club chit chat with the principal about the book, and we have hors d'oeuvres and such and things like that. I raise money with those things, sometimes with my own money, but those things you can use. You can raise money. I have a school store. So that's some ways that I bring students into the library. Basically, too, having those books, your displays. If you have a bulletin board, we have 2 bulletin boards. Put out the new books, the covers of the new books out there. I have little sip and sees. I have sip and sees for the teachers and the students. We get new books in. I'll have a period of time when the teachers come in, and I'll have something from something to drink, non-alcoholic, of course, little snacks, and I also do the same thing for the kids. And that's how you just get that traffic in. Once you get that traffic in, and you get those books those kids like I said, Accelerated Reader, Principal's Book Club, little sip and sees, come on, drop by, announcements. You have so much traffic, you get tired of it. I have so much traffic. And also smile and be inviting. If you're not inviting, people not want to come. They're not going to want to come in. If you do get this one little person come in, you got that look like, oh gosh, they're not going to want to come. They're not. How do you determine the library budget and what resources are beneficial? All right, the library budget is already done for you. The library is it's your FTE, is how many kids you have at your school. The budget is already state mandated, and if I'm a Title I school, they calculate all that. How many kids we have in our school? We got about 400. Special needs, how many special needs kids, and that is calculated by the state or the local government, local school system. That's already done. You have percentages, but that's done for me. I can give you specifics. I do have the specifics, but not in front of me. But I just wanted you to know, basically, they give me my budget. This is how much money you got for the school year. After they calculate those things that the principal does, which I'm not a part of. Now, any extra money I get, slosh money, sometimes that's just designated to me, but that's slosh money. It depends on that year if they have it. And what resources are beneficial? Like I said, doing School library journal is a big one for me. Also, at our school, we have database used. It's called Clever. That's another one. It's a database we go to, and it's just sometimes some of those little things that you see on your World Book or whatever on the database that the teachers want to use, or also STEM resources. I like. I'm kind of going around a little bit. I'm just kind of pulling at my head. I like to also use as for some resources. You get some good resources from your publishers that pretty much trying to sell you the books and your technology, whatever. And they come to you. Oh, I mean, first of the year, middle of the year, you're gonna have so many resources. You have a lot of that. And then sometimes getting with other media specialists, you sit around and you ask questions. Like I said, we have like a electronic bulletin board. Well, if you need a question, like I need to really work on this part of my collection, people who could give you, give you some little insight. They can give you some examples of what's working for them, things like that. That's what I usually do. But like I said, school library journal is what I use. That's my little thing, my pet peeve. I like Pinterest. If you search Pinterest for, you put the year and like what's picture books. I got a lot of good picture books off of Pinterest because a lot of the librarians and media specialists are also on there too. And then going to YouTube like this, you can find different resources. But that's one of my big resources I use is that. Also, Follett is really good. Follett is Follett automation, or Follett books rather. They're really good. I use Capstone. Capstone is really, I like Capstone because they'll come to you and you pretty much, after you do what I would first do is go to your collection. We have Destiny. I use Destiny automation, and you go and run a diagnostic or report of what you're missing and what you need to fill in, and then go from there. That's a good resource in itself. And also, once again, putting out there to the teachers. Now, don't expect teachers are going to remember, oh yeah, she asked for a list of books I need or I might want. You're going to have to keep it going. And also go to our standards. We have Georgia's standards. If you go to the standards in any lesson, rather, any subject, you can go to the English standards, and there are books of what teachers should be doing. The math standard, like with STEM, social, just technology, science, that's also in there too. Yes, that's what we use, our standards. The CCPRI, college and college readiness. Yeah. But like I said, I'm saying that wrong because my mind is just really spinning. But yeah, the database for that will also help you with getting, things that are beneficial. Those are good resources to start. You just don't want to be getting things willy-nilly. So I do understand that. And how beneficial are you to the school? I am very beneficial to the school. I am so beneficial to my school. They made me Teacher of the Year this year. And I'm not tooting my horn. And I just didn't even know that they even paid attention. And when they had a little soiree for me, my principal was talking about the principal's book of the month, and how when you need something, she's there. That's how you make yourself beneficial. And yes, the library, she says, I heard that the librarians are the heart of the school, but how is that beyond providing technology? That's what I mean. I'm the heart of the school because it's not only what I give as technology, it's by what the teacher wants. Sometimes teachers just want someone to talk to. I am like Switzerland. I had teachers and my principal say I am Switzerland. If you want to come to me and you just want to sit and vent, I will sit there and look at you and vent. It doesn't go anywhere else. If you want to cry, you can go use the bathroom and cry, and it's over with. I'm not going to ask you no questions. I mean, that might sound superficial, but you'll be surprised how helpful that is beyond technology. Okay, also beyond technology, take it upon yourself. Okay, we have the reading bowl. You're the librarian. Go talk to someone and say, hey, y'all interested in starting a reading bowl team? Reading bowls are reading. There's nothing new with technology. I mean, maybe the buzzers when they had the competition. That's the way to get involved. Also, we had when we had this last election, I spearheaded with the gifted teacher. We did a mock election. That's another way I got people to know what I do. We did the ballots and everything. Had the kids coming to the media center. One of my other little projects I do is International Day, Cultural Awareness. I'm going to try to take some video of this year's Cultural Awareness Day, International Day. I mean, it's a full-on, almost like a science fair thing where each grade level picks a country. This year we're doing Asia, and they're going to talk and have food, and some classes and grade levels do a presentation, a song. That's another way. As a media specialist, I go beyond just technology or beyond my borders of books. But then again, I'm still got the kids coming in because I got to research for career day, not career day, but for International Day. So those are those extra things you do beyond technology. You could, like I say, do career day. You could do mock elections. You could do what other things I like to do. It'll come to me as I keep on talking. So that's how you really are the heart of the school. Like you can have my basic thing is, like, we don't have Accelerator, but I remember back in the day when I first started in 95, Accelerator Reader was a big deal in my library. And I can give you all kind of different, things you could do with that. So if I don't touch on what you want, if you hear something that I've said today and you say, well, I want to know more about how I can do this, just email me or leave a comment and I'll get right with you. And lastly, she says, are you able to get authors to the school? Yes, you are able to get authors to the school. Now, many authors, the ones that we like, they're going to probably want a little money. But there's some new authors out there. You have people who will call you. They will call you, the new up-and-coming little authors that got a book out. They want to come and speak to you about their book for free. And so that's another thing that you can, utilize. So don't look at it like, oh my God, I want to get this author in. Now, sometimes if you have the budget, that depends on sometimes. You have a good PTA and you have a really, they are popping and with the money and everything. Well, then you can probably get authors to come and speak. And the authors do not mind doing it. They love it, by the way. They really do. But you could get some of these up-and-coming authors that have new books out. They are just starting. They will call you. A lot of these questions, and you'll see when you become a librarian, they will call you. As for resources on buying books, they're going to call you. They're going to be calling you. Hey, you're a new media specialist. I heard you're new in the area. I want to come on by and help you pick out some books. Or technology, same thing. Another way I keep a lot of traffic in the media center is I house a lot of the technology, like the poster boards. See, you have to do all that training for the teachers. That's what you're doing, that beyond just the books. You train the teachers on the poster board maker, the letter cutter. Everything is electronic now, is housed with you. But you're going to have to be willing to do it and open up and want to do it and don't feel like, I don't want to be bothered. Now, first of all, lastly, I'm going to wrap this up a little bit. I know it's been kind of longish. I am on a rotation. Being on a rotation means I do classes. Most librarians, and supposedly in Georgia, you're not supposed to be on the rotation, but you do whatever your principal needs. So because of that, then kids come through and they know about me. My first job, I was not on a rotation. I made my own schedule, and I have just the same amount of traffic that I had before, probably more before than I do now, and I made it myself. You have to understand, when you're in the library, that's your domain. You make it whatever you want to be. Whatever you want it to be. If you want that traffic coming, put those displays. There's always someone around, an art teacher, another art, or you yourself. You can come up with some things to get people in. For instance, another thing I get people to come in, I do reading pumpkins. Reading pumpkins is what we do around a Halloween holiday. I don't do Halloween. That's whatever you do is you, but I don't do it. But around that time, I don't deny people of what they want to do. So we came up with story pumpkins. Well, you take a pumpkin and you can draw on it, cut it, whatever. Usually we you draw on it a story character. That's another way to get people in. That's in October. And we judge them and everybody get a prize. Class get a prize. Usually it's a pizza party. Teacher get maybe a gift certificate to Walmart. $5. That's another way to get people into your class, into the media center, like that. Story pumpkins, that's what we call them. Another thing I like to do is around that same time we do the story pumpkins, we have everybody dress up, instead of dressing up in Halloween costumes, dress up as your favorite character. Teachers love doing it. They get real fancy with it. It's just, it works out great. That's another way to get people into the library. I might list some more down here, but like I said, if you want me to, because I don't want to do anything on my channel unless you all want it. But AP, these questions are great. I hope you watch this. I'm going to email you, let you know I put this on, so you can look at it too. But I'm also going to type up some more stuff to go in depth. But anybody needs any help on how to get started into this career, I call it more of a lifestyle. Just please leave me a message. Like I said, please subscribe. Oh, I gotta tell you this. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. If you want to be a teacher librarian, a school media specialist, school librarian, you can go and get a master's degree in library and information science. That's what I have. That's a degree that says, even if I didn't have a teaching certificate, I could go work at a public school, a public library rather. You have to go to an accredited library school. Now they also have the Masters of Education in School Library or Masters of Education in Media Media. That's if you're a teacher or whatever, and you're not looking to go anywhere but right there in the media center. Now, the Master of Education in school librarian, you're not necessarily a librarian. You're a school librarian. If you wanted to go, because they don't teach you the same things that they taught me. What I went through was a little more, it's a year-long program, but it wasn't just about education. As a matter of fact, when I got my master's in library science, I had to go back and get the teaching certificate tagged on. If you're already a teacher, you don't have to worry about a teaching certificate. All you got to do about now is go back and take a couple more courses if you want to get the master in education in media. And then you take the test. Either way, you're going to have to take the certification in library media. You got to take that, because just like if you want to be a teacher, you take that certification. If you want to work in the school system, you also have to take the media certification to work in the library. And to work at a school library, you must have a master's degree in library science, or a master's degree, like I said, in education with a concentration in media, or school librarian. You could do that, and then you also have to, like I said, go back and not go back, but you just go also and then get the certification go along with it. I personally prefer getting a master's degree in library science. Even though this was back in the day when I was young, I was coming right out of undergrad, so it didn't matter. I just went tagged on. I wouldn't work there, rather. I worked as a school librarian and went back to school and took 3 classes, educational courses. So like a teaching certification, took the test, that's how I got in. So I hope that explains that about the educational point of it. And so like I said, this was very like a rough and ready, rugged. I did not, I'm kind of stumbling over my words a little bit. It's just real after work, right after work, because I was so excited when AP emailed me and these great questions. So I hope this was very helpful to you. If anybody else needs any information on being a librarian, please contact me. Like I said, I'm here in Georgia, but pretty much I'm part of the association. That's another thing. Another resource is American Library Association, and they have different subcategories. School Library Association, it's just different ones. So I hope this was helpful. I really enjoyed it. I hope I didn't go too fast. Please forgive me if I did. Thank you so much for those who have come on and paying attention to my little channel here. I want to do some other things because summer is coming. I want to do a little lifestyle change on myself. I want you all to help me. I need to lose some weight. So maybe you can encourage me with some of that too, and I'm going to show you that. But